So hello guys, we're taking a look again at the PSO Gamecube web browser, but this time I'm going to show you WRP on it. So WRP is pretty neat. It was used on the Dreamcast and Saturn, but it also works with the GameCube, PlayStation 2 as I showed you earlier, and other web consoles as well. Now, unfortunately, the browser service will not work on this thing. Eventually, this might be fixed, but for now, it's not. So WRP it is. And yeah, that allows you to select the resolution, color count, and so on. And in fact, I can even remove like the color setting because it's simply not working. So I'm gonna do Google. So this is HTTP Google.com. So yeah, this is what happens if it tries to set the setting to GIF, which this will not work. So you're kind of forced to actually just. I'm going to put a setting for that here. So I'm going to reset WRP in the background because you can actually edit the HTML file for this. So PNG, and yes, it works. And it works pretty nice, I have to say. You can increase the height, so you can just scroll down with the web browser instead. Now I did remove like the margin, but on this web browser, there's still like 10 pixels that needs to be removed. So I'm going to share with you later the HTML file I have for WRP. So yeah, it thinks it's a mobile device, I think now. Yeah, so pretty cool. So I can go on here, and then if you want to type something with the keyboard, you can simply do like I don't know, let's do Hacker News. Now the downside with this WRP stuff is that using the backwards button will not work. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because it's going to. Yes, we want Y Combinator. And this is what we want. Okay, pretty cool. So once you are in a Y Combinator, you can increase the height further. Not too big though, because you're going to overload the web browser. But something like this should work. Yeah, I think I may have gone, or yeah, right. So that can happen sometimes. So see, that's the problem with WRP. It's doesn't really remember like the URL. Here it's still set to Google, but if I do like on comments, and this is a bit hard to do with this analog stick, and I can scroll down. Yes. Too bad it's not in real time, but I'm not sure if this is even possible with this web browser. I did try another one called Web Proxy, but the issue with that one is that I cannot type anything on that one. So once you're in there, you are pretty much stuck. You cannot even like input a new URL because this web browser doesn't have any. So yeah, let's go on. Let's try Google Maps. But I said dot. Now, supposedly, this web browser also supports the physical keyboard, like the GameCube controller. However, I couldn't get it to work on Nintendo's. And looking at the config file, it seems to have to be like, it seems to have to be enabled manually in the settings. So I'm not sure about that. I may have to do like another release because it seems to be hard coded to actually enable the physical keyboard accessory. So yeah, you'll have to do with the onboard keyboard for now. So the other web proxy could actually maybe work with the keyboard accessory, but even if it does work, there's still no way to input a URL. That could be easily fixed, I suppose, but yeah. Let's go on Google Maps. I'm going to briefly pause because it's going to give my current location, so be right back. So we're back, and this is what Google Maps looks like on the PSO Gamecube web browser. It looks pretty neat actually, as long as you configure the settings appropriately. And you can, I don't know, let's say I want to go to Berlin. So you could do that. However, you may have to remove all of that, which you can with the keyboard stuff. And then do Berlin. Then press go. Germany, there we go. And it should give us an estimate of how long it's gonna take. Okay, there we go. So it's 9 hours. It's not my current location though. But yeah, we can even zoom out and see. Yeah, pretty cool. And now obviously I'm not going to show you that, but it even gave like my current location, or at least very close to it. And you can move around. So I guess if you have like a Raspberry Pi laying around and you don't have any other PC, you could use your GameCube or your Wii to actually use Google Maps on it. Now, the only downside is that I cannot take this and drag it to anywhere on the screen because that's not going to work, because you need to actually drag the icon, and you cannot quite do that. I mean, it works as seen here, but it's finicky to do. I believe you can refresh without doing anything. I think it's this button. Yes. So actually I forgot. I think this is like that. Could do it like that, yeah. I don't have like a very fast connection, so that's why it's it takes a while to load. Yeah, you could maybe use a Street View on your GameCube. So let me show you something a bit more boring. Going to delete all of that crap. Now, let's say you want to actually watch the news, but you don't like how 68K that news looks, and you just want the real deal, basically. So let's take, for example, CNN. And see how it looks like. You may have to increase the height or the best experience. Yeah, and because of that as well. So fortunately, you can easily change that here. There we go. Reject all. Now there are videos, but while you will be able to watch them, it's not going to work at like 1 FPS. You have to click on it to get the frame from it. So I mean, this works for like static websites and even like Google Maps, but anything that requires like a constant refreshing, this will not work. We could go on Twitter though, which I'm going to show you now. Twitter.com. I'm going to show you my own Twitter. Twitter. Okay, so unfortunately there's like the annoying cookies and stuff. Could consider going on knitr.net instead. Couldn't, I can also like increase the height here. And oh my god, this is 300 kilobytes. So the web browser already struggles. That's why I wish WRP has support for like piloted PNG files, but it doesn't. This only works for GIF images. I don't know why. The PNG format actually does support palettes, but WRP doesn't. So we'll have to deal with it. So increasing the height is not very useful for Twitter. And of course, I get that junk. I mean, you could actually log into your Twitter account and then do stuff, but obviously I'm not going to do that here. I mean, I could, but I do also have to mention that while you can use Discord in theory on it, you have to go through the CAPTCHA, and good luck doing that on this web browser because this is not funny to do. So let's go on knitr.net instead and show you how that looks like. Yeah, that looks a lot better already. So now you can't post on like knitr, but if you just want to look at someone else's Twitter, I would just recommend knitr because it's a lot leaner. And yeah, you can even see like the stuff that I did with the web browser on the web browser itself. So Inception. So I guess that's pretty much it for WRP. So it does work on the Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, other game consoles as well, such as the PS2, original Xbox, and even like the stuff like the DS. Obviously on the DS it won't look so good because, well, the resolution is quite low on that. Uh, in theory, this could potentially work on like the micro web browser that was released for 64 bits DOS. I'm not sure if that one supports images though. So if you want to give it a try, you can just go on the GitHub page for WRP, set this up on either PC or even the Raspberry Pi if you use like a DreamPi setup, and basically go to the URL. Now in the image that I've provided for the PSO web browser, you can just jump to the URL manually. Even if this is like a local URL, this will still work. Now, don't do anything sensitive to it because it's actually going on a public URL forwarder. So that's why I would only use it for like stuff like local IPs and stuff. And as you can see, it does work. So thank you for watching and bye.